Hey everybody, we are going live on our channels. I've got Krista Kowalczyk, the Krista K, and I'm Molly Bartelt. I own Pixology, and we have Sherry Thomas here from Cruise and Crop. We hope that people, feel like they can come in and go and ask questions. If you happen to be catching this live, we'll answer the questions live. And if you're not here live, then we will answer the questions later for you for sure. So I just want to welcome everybody, whether you're here from Facebook or Instagram or YouTube. We're really excited. Krista and I love helping people save their photos, and Sherry loves helping people go on cruises. I think it's going to be really, really fun. So maybe I'll start off. Krista, how did this idea come about?
Oh gosh, every time I feel like it was one time when you and I got together, we love brainstorming about ways to help people with their photos and ways that we can get the word out there more about getting your photos safely backed up and the easy steps you can organize it. And I think was it when we met up when we were in Clearwater that we started brainstorming, how can we get this information out to more people, help more people, and make it really fun. And we were sitting poolside when this started, and we just started chatting about how we could do, you and I have so much fun together. We really enjoy each other's company. We love talking about photo stuff. And that's when it occurred to us, why don't we just combine these loves? Like, we love talking about photos. We love our time together. Why not combine those and make this a fun adventure where people can learn better ways to get their pictures backed up and have their photos safe in a much more fun environment than a sterile classroom. So I think that's where it kind of, that was the first we talked about it, but then we have since we've been brainstorming about this, and yeah. Am I staying connected? Okay, I can see I'm getting a pop-up that I have a low connection.
Yeah, we hear you. We hear you.
Cutting out a bit. I apologize if I'm cutting out a little bit, but yeah. So that's how it all. That's kind of how it started, right?
Yep.
I mean, I think that was the first time we talked about it.
Yep.
But yeah, you and
I blame you.
Love talking
And Krista, when we have technical challenges, it just tells people we're all in the same boat. So no worries. So I kind of sat back and let you make all of the arrangements for this cruise, because I really don't. I'm up in Wisconsin. And so you reached out to Sherry, and maybe Sherry, why don't you first tell us a little bit about your company, this Cruise and Crop? We'd love to know a little bit more about what you do for your clients.
Sure, definitely. So we started Cruise and Crop almost 20 years ago, and it's when I joined my mom in this business, and we thought, how can we grow the business? And we're like, we really love to scrapbook and we love to cruise. So why don't we scrapbook on a cruise? And we put together Cruise and Crop and just started promoting it as a great, opportunity for stores and demonstrators and whatnot to go on board and cruise with their clients, because it's just so much fun. So we've been doing that for a while now, and we're just really specializing in these crafty cruises. And we just, we're all photo lovers, all of our clientele. So we're excited to partner with you guys. And this will be our first time doing any kind of photo storage type of event. So we're really excited to offer this type of conference to our crafty ladies. So I think they're really going to enjoy your trip and learning more about how to properly store photos. So it's really neat.
Well, thank you. And I think it's really interesting. Like, I was a scrapbooker. I ended it about 10 years ago when I started Pixology. I just didn't have time anymore. And my heart, and background, my former business partner, Ann, and I, we loved scrapbooking, but we did find that often people didn't get a chance to work on their pictures, and then they would accumulate, and then they just were overwhelmed. Making a scrapbook is one thing, but then saving all the old pictures and the accumulation is just crazy. So So it's really interesting. I feel like I've come full circle in back to the scrapbooking world, and I can't tell you how much it means, to be involved with both of you to offer this to people because it's so overwhelming, and sometimes people don't start. And Krista, saw that really the hard way when she helped people during Hurricane Ian. I don't know, Krista, do you want to just mention a couple? I mean, that's your why of why you're
That is
doing.
my why for sure.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I'm a lifelong photographer. I've been a professional photographer for nearly 30 years. So I'm very comfortable with, storing my photos, backing up photos. And I know how important it was, or it is, but it wasn't until Hurricane Ian came through and just devastated my area. It was floodwater that just destroyed so many homes. And I just stepped in trying to help people salvage their photos. But while I was having these conversations with them and talking to person after person, and literally I'd go door to door talking to people, they had done nothing to proactively secure their print photos. And that's when it hit me. It hit me really hard that I realized, maybe most people don't have, like, what has become an everyday thing for me as a professional photographer, just storing photos, keeping them safely backed up. Most people just don't know the easy tips or understand how to do that. So that's why I just kind of became really passionate about sharing those tips, and which led me to finding you. Because if anybody hasn't seen, we're on both our YouTube channels and that, but Molly, your YouTube channel is filled with such great information, and I just found it, started binge watching your information and seeing all the stuff you're offering, and I reached out to you. So that's how we became friends. We do share that passion for trying to just share easy information anybody can use to keep their photos safe. And that's what I love about this whole cruise idea, is it takes a task that might be kind of daunting for some people, or it's kind of, it just feels overwhelming, and we're going to put it into a fun environment where it can be casual, it can be fun. We're going to do these classes during the morning time, but then we have plenty of time to chat throughout the day and to get to know each other, and also maybe problem solve for anybody who has a problem with why I'm having trouble scanning photos at home, or I'm having trouble with this my phone full of pictures, or whatever. We can really try to help people in a fun environment. So I'm excited about that.
That's awesome.
So, Sherry, can you tell us how this is going to work? Like, it's my first time doing this. How is it going to work? So we book our room, and then what happens? Our clients will get to the ship, and then what?
Sure. So this cruise booking works like any other cruise booking. It's not one of the questions we get asked is this the entire cruise? Well, this is a group of people on a giant cruise ship. So the cruise itself is going to function like it does every other sailing. All the shows are happening. All of the the dining venues are open. You still have options to do shore excursions in Cozumel, and you go to Perfect Day at Coco Cay. So you get to see all of the fun things there. And you don't have to worry about it being anything other than the cruises you're used to. We are travel agents, so our number one goal for you is to get you the best price and provide you great service and help you along the way with every booking process along the way. So you can rely on us to take care of you as you should be taken care of by any other travel agent. So we're always, like I said, looking to get you the best price. Right now, as of today, if we have our group rates, but if you're okay booking with a non-refundable deposit, we could potentially save you a few dollars here and there. The non-refundable rates are currently lower than the group rates, so be sure to give us a call. We're happy to quote you for those. There are still suites available on the ship, so if you're interested in upgrading, that is still an option at this point. And that's the advantage of booking early, is you're going to get your first choice of everything, your preferred dining time, your preferred location on board, in the cabin that you like. So it's a great time to book now. Get your deposit down. It's just $100 per person deposit, and that'll take you all the way through November when the final payment is due. So when you're on the ship, like I said, all the fun activities are happening. So if you want to try out the flow rider or climb the rock wall or go ice skating, you still have all those fun options. Of course, there's the spa if you like to take things a little slower, or the casino.
What? So there's like ice skating?
Mm-hmm. So the ice show on board, don't miss it. It's so fun and just amazing to watch people skate on a cruise ship on this, smaller than normal rink. They still do flips and everything, and solo and group performances, and they're in all these different fun costumes, and the show's always themed. Ooh. So you don't want to miss that. But they will have open skate once or twice during your trip. So if you're interested in trying it out yourself.
Milwaukee is following you, Molly. You can't get out of Wisconsin. It's following you. I'm the Floridian. I'll be out there for sure.
Wow. So tell me a little bit about Royal Caribbean. How does that weigh in, a traveler's decision? Is that a good cruise company? Obviously you wouldn't sell it if you weren't confident in it, but what are we going to expect in terms of service?
Sure. So I've cruised with Royal Caribbean more than any other cruise line. Lots of days. I'm at one of their highest tiers of loyalty. They're definitely my favorite for multi-generational cruising. If you bring in your kids or your grandparents and you're all hanging out together, everybody's going to have a great time. The food, the service is wonderful. They honestly have the best entertainment on the high seas. No other cruise line puts more financial backing into their entertainment. It's all high tech and wonderful. They get great performers and just into the production shows and whatnot. They're wonderful. And then they'll bring on maybe a comedian or a magician, or that part could change from sailing to sailing, but always top notch. Service is great. Everything is clean, and so you really can't go wrong with Royal Caribbean. They're a great contemporary line. Great, like I said, multi-generational at its best.
Okay, that's an interesting point, because Krista and I talked about it. What if one of our guests might want to bring a family member who didn't want to do the photo workshops, and how does that fit in? Are they paying these same prices, or is it a little different then?
Their cruise price is the same, but they won't pay the added participation fee. Mm-hmm. So they don't have to pay that if they don't want to attend the classes. Mm-hmm. And we did have a question arise that even if they weren't coming to the seminars, could they still go on your walking shore excursion and maybe take photos? And your answer was yes. So you don't have to split up when you're, in Cozumel. If you want to get off and go with Krista and learn a little bit about photography, that's still an option for your non-participant roommates. So definitely bring the whole family. The kids programs are fantastic. So, and they have everything from age 3 and to teen is all free, everything that they do. And then I believe this ship also offers some babysitting for the littler non-potty trained group. And, but yeah, the teen stuff is amazing. They just have stuff all day long for everybody. So.
Well, good. And Krista and I kind of planned out a little bit of a agenda for what we'd cover in our morning sessions. So we have the schedule is right on the page, and I have this page linked in the chat if anybody wants to go to it themselves. But we have a day at sea, and then, we embark, and then the next morning we are at Coco Cay, and then we have the workshop day at sea. So we'll have classes in the morning, and then in the afternoon people can do what they would like. Then it's Cozumel, and then another workshop day at sea. And if you get to here, I think there's a way for you to click, and we have some more information, just a little bit, more details of what you might learn on the cruise. And I often, learning about saving photos is kind of there's a lot to learn. So we're going to just try to give you what you need to know to take action and, not have an overwhelming sense of dread. We want you to enjoy, and it's going to be so relaxing. So we came up with a bunch of classes, and we're going to go with the flow and see how, what people have. And the great thing is we are doing a pre-cruise prep session. So on Wednesday, January 28th, a couple weeks earlier, we're going to do a 1-hour live Zoom so that you can start thinking about, what you might want to bring along, and what's realistic to expect to learn and do on the cruise. So we're going to make sure you are prepared. Like Krista and I are really passionate about making sure people are excited and comfortable and ready to go.
Perfect.
So so I don't know, Krista, do you have anything else that you want to add to this? I've just been kind of going. All right, you are definitely, we are not hearing you. So let me see what's going on. Your audio might be shut off. She really doesn't want to say anything, but she's working at it. We'll give you another couple of seconds there, Krista. I don't know. Could it be that you put your phone on mute? There is a speaker button below where the screen is showing, and that could be muted. Or maybe something happened with your audio. And I would just figure we'd have a little technical difficulty. But I just think, now everybody knows, even us pros, it gets us too. All right, so you are raising your hand. Maybe you're telling us to wait a second. You could type a message in the chat area. Okay, she's just giving us thumbs up. Maybe she thinks I did an okay job, and we'll live without her saying something. Sherry, is there anything that you wanted to add to this at all?
Just that if you're interested in booking, we can either, take a phone call. Our phone number is on our cruiseandcrop.com website, or there is an online registration form on this page she's showing now. So if you just keep scrolling to the bottom, you can register up to 4 people at once. And then after you submit that form, it brings you to a payment screen where you can put in a credit card, and you can do it all online, even after hours. Otherwise, we're here 9:30 to 5:30 Eastern time, and we're happy to take your phone call. So any questions you have, we're always here to help and are happy to chat.
Am I back on?
Yes, you are.
I'm back. Okay. Sorry. I did have a quick question. If I could do a question for Sherry.
Yeah.
So just to confirm though, you had said that you could get a better rate by doing the non-refundable deposit, but so it's just $100 though. It's not, you're not paying the full amount up for, so is that where the non-refundable deposit is the $100?
Yes. So if you do book at one of those non-refundable rates and you had to cancel later, Royal Caribbean is going to keep your $100 per person.
Okay.
But some of the rates were slightly less. So just, if you see a lower rate, just give us a call. We're always happy to check on that for you.
Okay, cool. Okay, awesome. Well, great.
All right. Well, again, I put the link for the Cruise and Crop page for you to take a look at more of the information. You just let us know if you have questions. Call Sherry. She answered my questions via email really promptly, and I feel really good about this, and I can't wait to see you. Sherry, you don't go on this with us, do you? We don't see you necessarily on these, do you?
I can go on all of them. So otherwise I would never be in the office, but we are happy to make sure everything is set up perfectly for you, and it'll go off without a hitch. So
I guess it would be presumptuous to hope our travel agent came with us. That doesn't happen. But you'll be with us in
We'd
spirit,
love
I
for
can
you to
tell.
join. If
So
you change your mind, come hop on with us.
Okay.
all right, you guys, I will I'm gonna just stop this screen share, and I have like the lawnmower in the background now. You guys take care. Thanks so much for joining on the call. And for those of you watching, if you've got questions, I think we have the resource link there that you can reach out. Thank you so much, and have a happy 4th of July. We'll see you guys